Alright, everybody, welcome to episode 195 of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee, each and every time. I hope everybody's doing real good today. I know it's been almost a week since I shot a show. What this one's going to be in episode 195 is 45's Galore Part 1. Yes, we're going to go off and do hopefully a shorter episode, but I can't promise that, right? These 45's, this is going to be a two-part episode, alright? These 45's all came pretty much within the last 7 to 10 days from certain resale shops and an estate sale too, which I thought was pretty cool. Let's get this all started off right off the bat. Of course, I did my research. I always end up doing my research, and I actually tried to match some company sleeves. It didn't always work really well, but first one right off the bat. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not the one I want. Sorry, my bad. Joke's on you. Oh, boy. I got a 78 to show you first. Yeah, I still collect 78. Psycho likes 78. This one here, though, I found at that estate sale also from 1953. It's on specialty. It's in the gospel series. They did, of course, R&B, but they also did some gospel. From Robert Anderson here. Specialty, this information courtesy of Both Sides Now, which is an excellent I don't know what you want to call it, blog. Yeah, Both Sides Now. I've used them in a couple different things. But I mean, you know, in the past, Specialty had the Soul Stirrers, which had Sam Cooke, also Dorothy Coates and the original Gospel Harmonettes, and Alex Bradford come to mind. What's kind of funny, though, is that this actually wasn't mentioned at all in the Specialty series in the Both Sides Now blog. So I want to say that this is either his only output for Specialty or maybe done one more. But he was born, Anderson was born in, I hope I'm going to get this right, Angelia, Mississippi. He moved to Chicago in the 20s, and he started his solo career in 39 after being with the Roberta Martin Singers. Then he formed a group to back him in 1943, later called the Caravans. And he started on Miracle Records in 49, United in 51, and the spring of 52 the group broke up, and in 53 he started the Robert Anderson Singers, which is what is backing him on this one here. It says here that, like I said, after Specialty, he went to Apollo in 54. And after that, the group broke up. And in 55, he went solo and performed and recorded until the mid-90s and passed away in June of 95 in Illinois. But like I said, really nice. I'm not going to ever pass that up. I'll never pass up all awesome 78s. Never going to happen. All right, let's try this again. Fats Domino, My Girl Josephine. You know, I like this tune. I haven't heard this one in a while. This one came out in October of 60. Number 7 on the R&B charts, number 14 on the Billboard 100, and then the flip, Natural Born Lover, actually also was a charter too, number 28 on the R&B, number 38, excuse me, on the Billboard 100. This actually would be his last, boy, I'm tired today, guys. The last top 20 hit that Fats did, for Imperial anyway, July of 61, Let the Four Winds Blow. So this is the second to the last one, chart-wise, that he did for Imperial. Now, next one up, from 65 on Warner, Everly Brothers, Price of Love. This is a really cool tune, but this is where we begin to try to figure out, you know, the charts back in the mid-60s. You know, did the British invasion stifle some of the 50s acts a little bit? I'm kind of wondering, because the funny part about it is the Price of Love, number 2 in the UK. Number 2 in the UK. In the US, 104. What a difference that is. 104. I'm just like, what? And this song is a really cool song. I mean, I remember seeing a clip of them live. It's a black and white thing. I guess they were on Shindig and did this song too, and yet they couldn't get anything over 104. The last top 40 hit that the Everly Brothers would do, period, 2 years later in '67, Bowling Green, just scraped into the top 40. That's what that did. But Price of Love, go check it out. I think you'll like that song. Next one up, I apologize, I don't have a lot of information. I dug around for this. I'm a sucker for a net. At least the early output. Alright? So, I was really surprised to find that, by the way, most of these 45s were a quarter or even less, for that matter, okay? To end up finding from 65 on Vista, Buena Vista, excuse me, The Monkey's Uncle. Yeah, there was a movie in '65, but the 45 of the title of that is Annette with the Beach Boys backing her. Very strange pairing. I tried to look up as to how this even came about, and I couldn't really find anything. If you guys know how that figured out, mention in the comments. But I'm glad to have this, because I actually I found the picture sleeve to the Monkey's Uncle years ago, like in the 90s, and I have hung on to it since. So to have this with the picture sleeve finally, Beach Boys aren't on the picture sleeve, it's Annette with a monkey. Yeah, that's right. And no, not Mickey, Davy, Peter, or Mike. Sorry, not that monkey. Alright. I ended up finding at that estate sale, other than that Robert Anderson, I found a couple Soul 45s. No, not Northern Soul according to this, but still some pretty cool stuff nevertheless. I never seen this Blues Way. I paired up with some interesting sleeves here. Joe Simon on Soundstage 7. This is from April of '67. Put your trust in me. Joe Simon was born in Shreveport, Louisiana in '43. He was the son of a Baptist preacher, and he sang there first. By 1960, he was on the Hush label, and then a one-off on Dot in '63, jumps to VJ in '64, and then in '66 he lands on Soundstage 7, which is an offshoot from Monument Records. Yeah, he ends up getting a couple top 20 hits, R&B charts, between '66 and '69. This isn't one of them, though, unfortunately. In '70, he moved to Spring Records and had a couple top 5 hits. His last big hit was #1, Get Down on the Floor, in '75. In the late '70s, he went back to his Christian roots, and he's still around to this day. This charted 129 on Billboard, number 47 on the R&B charts. I actually like both sides of this, you know, considering, like I said, I've never heard of Joe Simon before. Kind of awesome. I'll give you that. This next one here, this is gonna get you. My first cereal box record. That was in the estate sale too. I almost didn't see it because it was buried almost underneath all of the albums that I found. And so let's see here. Hang on a minute. This information courtesy of MrBreakfast.com. Yes. All right. So the Bobby Sherman cereal records. There was 4 different records from 1970 that was made for Bobby Sherman, and they were on the back of Post Honeycomb and, well, they don't make this anymore, but Cinnamon Raisin Bran. I wouldn't have minded trying Cinnamon Raisin Bran, but so 4 different records. I know you can't tell, but it actually is stamped what number it is. This one is number 3, and I'm trying to think here. I can't barely read this, but the one that kind of sticks out for me, and I'm going to have to, maybe you guys can figure this out, Make Your Own Kind of Music. Is this the same song that Mama Cass did? I'm a little afraid to find out, to tell you the honest truth. I'm looking for cereal box records. Like I said, this is the first one I ever got. And this one, by the way, going to my bestie up in Illinois, Kathy Emmer. She's going to end up getting this one. But I'm looking for the Monkey cereal records from '69, '70. That's the ones I'm looking for. I would so love to find those. Okay, so next up, I like this Columbia sleeve. Elvis's Kentucky Rain. I actually did not have a decent copy of this. Came out in January 70. Number 16 on the Billboard 100. Number 3 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary. But it was a number 1 hit. Yeah, the country charts in Canada. That's right. The pianist on this, Ronnie Milsap, and it was written by Eddie Rabbitt. This is actually one of my favorite Elvis 70s songs, honestly. And once in a while they'll play it on the radio down here, but it's pretty rare. But so Elvis's Kentucky Rain, awesome for that. And my last 45 for the moment here, and I paired this up with according to what Doug Fields, he told me this was a '69 Motown sleeve. No, it's not on Motown, but it's Joe Tex on Dial with distribution by Atlantic. It's I Gotcha. Now I heard this song, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, most of the information I pulled off from Wiki for most of these, in case you're wondering. But I was listening to this on YouTube because I didn't have a chance to listen to this yet, and a few people went off and said things like, "Oh, this sounds like a creeper song," or "It sounds a little rapey." Now I don't know what the heck really a rapey song is, but it is kind of a little lecherous. If you've never heard "I Gotcha," you should listen to it just to see what I'm talking about. And I guess, let's see, it's been in Reservoir Dogs. I haven't seen that movie in so long, so I barely remember that. And somebody told me Kermit the Swamp Years. I'm like, what? Why would you stick this in a Kermit special? I don't know. I have to look for this. But I'm digressing slightly here. Number 2 on the Billboard charts. Number 1 on the R&B in '72 this came out. He was born in Rogers, Texas in '35. He started in '55 with King Records. And but it took 9 years until '64 for him to get a hit. Now, he stayed with King till '57. And Tex claimed that he sold the musical rights to the song Fever. Yeah, that song, Fever. Little Willie John ended up covering it. Okay, and got the hit out of it. That's what's being claimed here. Also, oh, and after Little Willie John ended up having the hit, Joe Tex ended up writing a song and releasing it called Pneumonia. That's supposed to be like an answer song to it. I'll have to listen to that one sometime. But also, there's other people back then in the music industry, including Little Richard, who went off and said that James Brown supposedly stole Joe Tex's dance moves and his microphone tricks and used them and like bettered them in Brown's act. I don't know. You know, I guess everybody in a way was taking from somebody else, right? They always say that imitation is supposed to be the biggest form of flattery. I don't know. But supposedly there was some type of adversarial with James Brown Joe Tex had. I read a little bit about it. But anyways, so he's on Dial record till the mid-70s, alright? Then he jumps to Epic. Joe dies, unfortunately, of a heart attack, though, in '82 in Texas. And you know what? That's too bad, because he actually he's pretty funky. I like his voice. I really, really do. So that's it for part 1 of the 45s. New subs: Robert Savage, Troy Snyder, Mark Moe, I'm kidding, Pablo Rock, I hope I'm going to get this one right, Igas Dash, I probably butchered it, and Smoking Pipe Liner. That's what all one word. So let me bring this up. Not going to be too many more episodes left here in the old homestead here. We're moving in the next within the next 2 weeks. We'll be moving, so I'm hoping to, oh God, at least do 2 more episodes before I go on temporary hiatus. All right, that's the idea here. So the next episode of Psychos is either going to be part 2 of the 45s, or here we go, could it be an album review? I'll give you a hint. It's this. I just got this yesterday. I haven't even opened it yet, but I can't wait to listen to it. And if you Elvis fans know what I'm talking about, I will be reviewing this. Hope that it might end up being my last episode in front of this Care Bear curtain before we move things along. So remember, kids, like and subscribe Psycho's Platters, because you know what? It's important. It really, really is. And I love you guys in the VC. And you know what? You subscribe to my channel, I go off and I mention you. That's how this works. I share the love here in this joint. So, till next time, take care. God bless. Rock on. And always remember to take time to play those B-sides. You know what I'm talking about. Have a good one.